Good afternoon. Today is the 27th of August and this is part 5 of Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the 2023 Knebworth Classic Motor Show. I do apologise in advance if I get things wrong, if I fall over, if I get interrupted by announcements and music and there's wind noise. I'm afraid that's just the way that it goes on this channel. So very familiar territory for the channel here. This is the MG Rover Austin Bedfordshire, Hertfordshire and Essex Owners Club stand. It's one of the longest club names I've ever heard of in my life. But anyway, we've got some nice MGs and some Rovers on this stand. Some of them will be skipping because, thank you Mayor of London, in 2 days time at time recording, the ultra emission zone gets expanded again, and so we can't talk about diesels on this channel. And we haven't for 5 years and 1,500 videos. So 2004 to 5 MG ZR in Firefrost Red, which is what they call the monogram colour. It's a facelifted one. Rover 25 from the year 2000, so an early 25. Obviously they're very similar cars, but with quite some modifications. They look quite different, don't they? MGB 1969 to 1970. Another facelifted MG ZR with things plastered all over the front of it. Let's check that rev counter whilst here, because we always do. Yeah, it's the 105 with a 1.4 K-series engine. This is a 2005, so it's one of the very last of them actually. Production finished April 2005. Oh, it's a ZT160 with a V8 engine, a pre-facelift one. In monogram celestial blue. Oh, it's a 400. It's got even more power. 2003 to 4. 73, 74 MG midget before the 1500s. Check the information sheet on this one before we say anything, viewers. ZT190 Plus. Does it have a build date on this one? Yeah, it's a 2003. Well, it was built in 2002. From memory, this is one of the continuation MGTFs, actually, this one. So it would have been made between, let's get this right, 2008 and 2011. Personal plate on this one though. 2005 MGTF. 2004 to 5 MG ZT 190. Oh, it's for sale as well. Goodness me, that's quite a high price for one of these actually. Call 07710 442 908. 3-year graphene ceramic coating, belts and water pump done. That's quite, it's quite a lot of money for one of those actually. It's not a V8. That's quite an early one actually. Yes, it's 2001 to 2. One thing I like to see it shows, and this is an example of it, is cars in all conditions rather than just all pristine ones. And so that's less pristine, but it's fine. I like seeing that sort of stuff. 2002 to 3 MG ZT 190. Was sort of killed by a wasp there, viewers, but I'm still going because we keep going in a very shambolic way. 2003 to 4 Rover 75. I think I'm gonna have to check the rev counter on this as well, viewers. Dodge this umbrella. Managed to dodge. There we go. I think it's a V6, but I think we're okay. Yes, it is. It's a V6 manual, so it'd be a 2.5 by this stage. Yeah, very nice. Right, we'll actually skip on to this this Cabrio here actually, because there might be something up with this one. But I just have to look at the. Can't see. I'll skip that one. Right, yeah, this is actually quite a rare one. It's an automatic. So this is the 216 Cabrio 1997, 1998 in an R with 1.6K series, and I think the step speed gearbox in this. Nice colour, Nightfire Red. I used to have a Nightfire Red 216 myself, but it was a 5-door hatch. Very smart looking. Even the wheels that are, I think, MG wheels on this, they look quite good on that. And then we have a car that we've definitely seen before. ZTT. It's a 190. This car's just been painted, I think, with the amazing colour actually to this. Yeah, I was right. Owned by a chap called Larry, who's sitting in there. Then we have ZT260 facelift 2004. Yeah, it is a monogram colour. That's bittersweet. We're going to have to skip this gold one, viewers, as we always have to do with all these shows, because we can't talk about that. It's got a wrong engine in it for the Mayor of London. 2004 MG ZR 160. More K-series action here, more ZR with chrome mirror caps. I think that's for 45 actually, those mirror caps. 2003 to 4, so pre-facelift. 2003 to 4 MG ZS 180. I forget the name of this colour. It's Celestial, there we go. With Celestial coloured steering wheel as well. And the KV6 I used to have in my 45 V6 as well. I think this is also a 180 from looking at it. Looks like it anyway. You could get a saloon or a hatch with the ZS 180s. This one's a facelift. I wonder if it actually is one, because it says K-series inside, and of course the KV6 isn't really a K-series. Interesting. Right, let's go back to some Fords, shall we, dears? Let's have a look at this Mark 1 Ford Transit Custom. 73 to 74 registration. It's a big long wheelbase thing, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it's 74. There we go. You can look through here and see some of the interior. It's quite a sort of handy thing to put on your window, although it might let the rain in. Should be less than desirable. 175. I don't know what that refers to actually, to be honest. I'm not really au fait with these particularly. It's probably just got the V4 engine in it, standard bonnet length for these. Others with a V6 had a longer bonnet. Very late Anglia. This is a 123E, the Super. 1967 only, because that's when they finished, because they gave way to the Escort. And then a much older Ford here, a V8 Pilot, which actually is for sale. It's a 1950, this one. A lot of work. Brakes, water pump, hoses, clutch, carburettor, fuel pressure regulation valve, electronic distributor, engine strip, new seals and gaskets. 15,500, 07799 721 408. There we go. Some more information about it there. Price new £610. Seems like very good value, but obviously adjusted for inflation it probably would be a little bit more than you imagine. Let's not trip over this tent rope here, viewers. That would be a disaster. Well, not unknown to the channel, of course. 79 to 80 Ford Escort Mark II 1600 Sport. One of many, many, many sporty Escorts made back in the day. And some Nissans here, viewers. A Bluebird T72 2-litre GSX. I've driven a T72 Bluebird, but it's a 1.8. That is rather nice, isn't it? Nissan 300C Owners Club, including the Cedric register. And here is a 300C. 1985 to 86 registration. Yeah, it is pretty agreeable, isn't it, viewers? Let's not fall over here. Be careful. They did sell these over here. I think the saloons were all auto. I think the estates were all manual, but I could be wrong. That's pretty nice, yeah, with V6 in it. Yeah. We've got Cedric. This is a Japanese domestic market one. These kind of similar but not the same as the 300C. I think the chassis is the same, but it's a very different looking car with even more sort of luxury features. That is says 87, 88 on an E. So Carman gear here on some kind of air ride or hydraulic suspension. This one 67, 68 Cosmic alloys. Another one of these Beetles here. 72, 73 on an L. Okay, that one's been lowered a lot, hasn't it? So some Vauxhalls here, very close to Luton, actually. So you know, local cars, I suppose. I've got some FDs here, which I'm very happy to see because in 1969, the very last episode of Randall Hawk Deceased to be filmed was actually made at Knebworth House. It was called Somebody Just Walked Over My Grave. And we haven't got, I don't think, a Victor here today. So we've got a Ventura and we've got a VX490, in fact 2 VX490s. 70 to 71 Ventura. This had the 3.3 6-cylinder engine in it. The car in Randall Hawk Deceased was a 68 Victor 2000 SL, I think. Which looks similar to this, but only had a 4-cylinder engine. These used to have a terrible reputation for rust, like so many other cars from the early 70s. You know, terrible sort of rust. But you know, what didn't? So this VX 490s had, I think, a different engine put in it. Would have been a 4-cylinder originally with the VX 490s. This is some kind of V8 in there, I think. Again, these are all J-Reg, so they're all sort of the same year. Different seats in this one. This one's got an automatic gearbox in it. But yeah, the black. But yeah, so the grille is the thing that gives it away. I don't know, this one might be my favourite actually, this VX490. It's really standard looking actually. It's got, I think, the right wheels and the grille and everything is just right. And as it's a J-Reg, you can have either reflective plates or silver on black plates. You can have either actually. Next model on is this very nice FE Victor Estate, 1974 to 75. It's a 2300 slant 4. I don't know what this Volvo 240 GLT is doing here, viewers, but I'm very glad to see it. Original wheels with the leather interior. Reminds me very much of my mother's 240 GL, which is also an estate. It was an 89, but a 90 model. Sort of a little bit newer than that. Let's have a look at some more very nice FD Vauxhalls. Another VX490 here. Prefer personally that green colour, but that is absolutely delicious, isn't it? That's really nice. 71, 72 on a K. This is a Victor, this one here. It's a bit of a lower model than the VX490. 1970-71. Bench seat, my gosh, this is sort of lower spec one, isn't it? Like a sort of Victor Super, maybe like a 1.6 maybe? I can't remember exactly now. Another Ventura here. This is, oh gosh, this is the same sort of year as the Victor used in Randall Hockkirk. It's on an F, so 67, 68. There was actually a Ventura in this colour scheme used in Randall Hockkirk and also in Department S. The shows were made by the same company back to back. And so you saw them both appear sometimes in both shows. That is extraordinary. I really like that. Plymouth Scamp, 1972-73. Although that's made by kind of Mopar as opposed to General Motors, sort of general design kind of looks sort of similar. We've got the Coke bottle line on the Ventura there, but not on that one. Interesting. So here we go, some Ford Capris. You knew it was coming at some point, viewers. 1977 Ford Capri Mark II, 1.6. This is an L, this one. That is really rather nice. very late actually. The Mark III came out March 78. 1976, Ford Capri 3-litre S Mark II. Now the car used in the first series of professionals was also a 3-litre S, but it had the X-Pack on it, which had much larger wheel arches and other things on it. Very early Mark II Capri here. This is a gear 74. I love this colour, 3-litre gear, so almost right at the top of the range. That's very nice. Like this one here, which is a much later one, a 77. Could be an early 78, I suppose. There was also a Capri 3-litre gear auto used in the first series of professionals, alongside the 3-litre S, driven by Lewis Collins. And then we've got an Escort Mark II here. What year is this? Yeah, it's actually got the facelifted grille on it, though it's not a facelifted car, it's a 76, 77. The grille is of a later model. So Mark III's here, 87 plate, but would have been made in 86. I would have thought 2.8 injection just before the Brooklands Capris were made, 280s. Right, let me just pause a second here, viewers, and do this coat up. Right, viewers, I've switched to my other camera, which actually is a bit more waterproof than the one I was using. So you'll see a difference in the image quality and also in terms of the picture as well. So yeah, there's that Capri 2.8 injection. Let's go on to another 2.8 injection. That looks like forest green metallic. I might be wrong. It's an early one, this. Still got the Carla check interior. Probably an 81 or an 82. The 2.8 injection came out in 1981. I've driven an 82 on an X like this one. Be a 4-speed in there. 82, 83, 2.8 injection. For some reason, both of these Capris have got the kind of Mini Light style gold wheels on them. I don't quite know why, but they look alright. Another 2.8 injection. This one's been modified. No idea actually, what year this would be. Probably around 82, 83, something like that. Mark II style grille. This one looks like a Tickford to me, actually. I think it is. If we look at the back, you can see it's very different looking. But it could just be one that's just had a few other modifications. I don't know. About the right year for a Tickford. It's an 84, 85 actually on a B. Let's have a look at some Mark I Capris, shall we? The one with the vinyl roof is a facelift. This is a pre-facelift. It's a 1600 XL. And that dates from sort of 71, 72. Again, you can spot the facelift, and you can see what letter it came out because the pre-facelift cars have a different back end. So here's the facelifted one, 72, 73, and this is a 1600 XL with a manual gearbox. Oh gosh, that looks like it's terrible, wasn't it? I do apologise for this. Next to it is a Capri Pirano, with a V8 in it, made in South Africa. So very, very fast. This one's got a later 5-speed gearbox in it. And then a really early Capri, 69 only on a G. HO, so registered in Hampshire originally. 1600 GT XLR, so all the possible sort of packs you could have at the time. Information sheet up here. It's a very early Capri. Gosh, February 69. Wow, that is absolutely and utterly amazing. Let's see some Crossfires now, viewers. Very similar to a first generation SLK underneath from the Daimler Chrysler days. These they started in 2003, and I think they finished in 2008 or 9. Just sell them over here. I have driven one. Wasn't very impressed with the ride viewers. It was a little bit harsh in my tastes. Those are sort of standard ones, personal plates. So I don't know what year those are. This one though is an SRT6, which had the I think it was supercharged engine in it, which is interesting. Yeah, so 2008 this one, so one of the later ones. Also built a convertible, as you can see here. It's a 2006. Number 2006 here. That actually might have been registered originally by Chrysler UK themselves. The press plates were sort of KS, KT, things like that. Also have a look at some Morris Minors. So Minor Tourer here with the wipers that meet in the middle, so about 1960, something like that. Trafalgar Blue 67, 68 Minor 2-door, similar to the one that I drove actually last year, although this has got some upgrades on it, like some different wheels and different seats. Very smart looking car that. This is one of the, almost the same year. Gosh, this people have several of these. This is really in the blood. On an F, like the other one, so 67, 68. Whilst this lady sings a cover of Celine Dion, let's go look at these minis. 1984-85 Mini, but obviously dressed to look like something an awful lot earlier than that. This one is from the 90s, but again it's got sort of Mark III features, this car. Wow. Gosh, it's an 850 Mini. Wow. It's what, 78, 79, and this one, that looks like a Mayfair. I don't know though. 1990, 1991. Lovely colour, isn't it, that one? That one's had the grille taken off for some reason. Again, 1991. Mini van. I wonder what year this one is. They continue in this sort of style right the way through to sort of 1982, but that's a very early one, must have been the 60s. Speaking of which, looks 83 Mini pickup there. Obviously, with this being a 2-day show, hopefully when the weather's better tomorrow, we'll see some of this stuff again. So it's not the end of the world, although I don't think I need an ice cream today, viewers, put it that way. Mark II Mini, very late one, 1969 only on an H. This is Austin Cooper. You can see we've still got the exposed hinges on this car, so it's not a Mark III, which you know, had different doors. Mini 30, 1989. These mirrors sort of fool me a bit, but that's the 66, I think. It's still got all the features still of a Mark 1. Very late Mark 167 only, and again another Cooper. This one, yeah, it's the Austin version. See, it's still got the Mark 1 rear lights on it. And then this is a early Cooper revival car from about 1990. So we got some Mustangs here as well. Current generation of Mustang that's sold in right-hand drive. They did sell other engines as well, but most of them you see in this country are 5-litre V8s like this one. If it were me, I'd have probably one of these, particularly a day like this. Just have the coupe one. Someone's been in a lot of places in that one. And then we've got this current generation one here, another one here. I think I prefer the standard rear lights personally, viewers, but that's just my preference. Also on this Mustang stand is this Ford, I think this is like an LTD or something, or it could be something else. Yes, it is an LTD. LTD Landau from 1977. 1955 Standard 8, a couple of these over here. Does this actually have an opening boot? Because the very early ones of these didn't get an opening boot. No, it's got no opening boot. So it's a very early one then. This one actually has an opening boot, so it's a bit of a later one. There we go, standard Super 10, the posh model, 1957 that one. Let's have a look at some MG sports cars before they all leave. 1973-74 MG BGT, 2004 MG TF. This TF 160 here is actually in a monogram colour, and it has a beige leather interior. Very nice views. We do like a nice beige leather interior on this channel. It is a monogram, yeah, as it says there. So we will as well be enjoying this MGF. It's a lot earlier, but it also has a kind of a lighter coloured interior. Let's have a look and see if it's actually beige leather. I've got a rubber case on my phone, by the way, in case you're wondering, viewers, so I don't damage anything if I point it there. Yeah, more beige leather. Very difficult to focus if it's actually raining like that, but you know, there we are. Tahiti blue, this colour is 98-99. 2003 to 4 TF 160, about the personal plate, who knows. So this is one of the continuation cars. 2010 MG TF. I think they were only available in two specs. One was the the anniversary edition, and then there was the early 500. I think those were the two specs available with the continuation cars, and the N series engine as opposed to the K series. Right, viewers, what we're going to do, I think, is end this part here, and then we will go on to the very last part, which is going to be just dedicated pretty much to Ford Granadas, because there are an awful lot of Granadas here. And last time I was here, we filmed over an entire video just to Ford Granadas, Mark 1 and Mark 2 Granadas, and some other ones as well. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll have to go to part 6. But first of all, we will have a look at this early Transit. I'm hoping that this is a V6 one, viewers, because if it's not, we won't be able to talk about it on my channel. Thank you, Mayor of London, and your ultra limited zone expansion again. But yeah, that's quite an early one. What's it an F? So 768. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for more incorrect information.